Hello, welcome to Deakin's Virtual Open Day. My name is Ruipeng Liu. I'm the Director of Bachelor of Commerce Finance major. I'm thrilled to have you here today as we explore finance session. We will also be hosting a live Q&A right after this information session to answer any questions you may have. If you come up with questions during the information session, you can start writing them into the question panel on the right-hand side of your screen, and this will be responded during the live Q&A session. As we gather for this meeting, physically dispersed and virtually constructed, let us take a moment to reflect on the meaning of place, and in doing so, recognize the various traditional lines on which we do our business today. Deakin would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which our university campuses are based. The Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation on whose country our Geelong campuses are located. The Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation on whose country our Burwood campus is located. And the Pig Wurrung people of the Maar Nation on whose country our Wollongong campus is located. I, myself, am located on Wurundjeri country, and on behalf of us all, I pay our respects to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander traditional custodians, elders, and ancestors of all the lands from which you may be joining us gathering today. I express our gratitude for the care of country which continues to sustain us as it has done for millennia. Education has a long and rich heritage on this continent, which we aim to honor and reflect in the ways we teach and learn. Here are some general information about the Deakin and the business school. Deakin is among the top 1% of university worldwide, and the Deakin University achieved in the best student satisfaction in Victoria over the last decade. Deakin Business School is ranked in the top 1% by holding AACSB and ACQUIS accreditation. Both are widely regarded as the highest level of accreditation for business schools. In the next about 30 minutes, I'm going to cover the following items. I will start with a short introduction of studying finance in Deakin, the course overview, and the course structure. Then I will introduce the CFA University Affiliation Program, entry requirement, Deakin Accelerate Program, pathways, graduate employment perspective for our finance major students. I will also talk about international travel opportunities and studying online. In the end, we will have some general information on student services and how to apply for the course. Course introduction. Deakin finance courses focus on both theory and practice, with emphasis on computing skills and the most recent technology applications. We are not just teaching what is the theory, but also how to implement it. Studying finance in Deakin, you will be ready to pursue your career in different finance areas, including banking, asset and fund management, security trading, corporate finance, and consulting-related careers. According to the recent QS subject ranking, Deakin Accounting and Finance is ranked in top 1%. And Deakin Finance is also ranked in the top 1% globally and ranked number 6 in Australia, according to Academic Ranking of World Universities, ARWU 2021. Deakin Finance major is embedded in the Bachelor of Commerce degree. It is a 3-year full-time program or part-time equivalent. It is offered at the Burwood campus, Geelong Waterfront campus, Wollongong and the Cloud campuses. It is offered through trimester 1 to trimester 3. On this slide, let me introduce our CFA University Affiliation Program. CFA stands for Chartered Financial Analyst. The CFA University Affiliation Program is one of the most decent professional credentials by the CFA Institute. It means Deakin Finance units cover more than 70% of the CFA curriculum. This will benefit our finance major students who wish to become a CFA chart holder. The CFA chart holder is the most respected and recognized investment credential in financial industry. We offer a range of scholarships for students who wish to attend the CFA number exams. As a member in the program, we have many opportunities to participate in a range of events domestically and globally, including the stock pitch competition, CFA annual research challenge. By participating in those events and the competitions, students will gain real-world experiences, and you will be provided hands-on mentoring and intensive training in financial analysis. Next, I'd like to introduce the finance major units. As we introduced in a few minutes ago, Deakin Finance major is embedded in the Bachelor of Commerce degree. Therefore, all Bachelor of Commerce students need to complete 24 units. Among those 24 units, students who have completed 8 finance core units will be awarded finance major. Those 8 core units are MF 202, Money and Capital Markets. This unit introduces the operation and the structure of a modern financial system. MF 203, Business Finance. You will learn, for example, what is a finance manager's role in a company or an organization. MF 250, Ethics for Financial Professionals. This unit develops students' knowledge on how to apply ethical principles in finance, also corporate social responsibilities. MAE 256, Analytical Methods in Economics and Finance. MAE 256 focuses on how quantitative technical skills can help us in financial decision making. MF 302, Corporate Finance. This is the capstone unit for finance major. In this unit, we more focus on case studies with real financial practices. MF 306, International Finance and Investment. For international finance and investment, students will develop a good understanding of the international monetary systems and the complexities involved in cross-border transactions. You will learn, for example, how 2008 global financial crisis occurred. Does it affect Australia Super? MAF 307, Equities and Investment Analysis, and MF 308, Derivative and Fixed Income Securities. These 2 units cover most of knowledge that a financial analyst needs, including capital allocations, valuation of securities, and portfolio performances, In these 2 units, you might be doing some assignments like given current market situation and investment opportunities, how to pricing a financial product, what are your trading strategies. All those 8 finance core units are offered at the 2nd and 3rd year levels. This is a course map for a full-time finance major student. It is in particular for students who wish to complete the degree in 3 years. In the 1st year, students complete the 8 core units required for all Bachelor of Commerce students. From the 2nd year, students have to complete 4 finance core units, which we just introduced. You may see those units in pink. In the meantime, you may choose other 4 elective units that you are interested. At the year 3, the final year, finance major students need to complete the rest of 4 finance core units. Again, those units are in pink in the screen. You may choose another 4 units, elective units, in the meantime. As I said before, this is just an example for a full-time student, and it is more flexible for part-time students. These are entry requirements for admission into this course. If you are currently in year 12, your entry will be based on your subject scores in English and your ATA. As indicated on the screen, the ATA requirements are different across different campuses. If you are not in year 12, then for non-school level, the entry requirements are slightly different. You can utilize other admission criteria, such as secondary certificates, TAFE study, prior university study, or relevant work experiences. I'd also like to recommend you submit your CV and a personal statement within your application. If you are applying for an international student, there are different entry requirements as shown on the screen. However, we are also running a dedicated applying to Deakin session for our international applications, which I would highly recommend attending for further information. You can find the link to the session on the Open Day schedule page. Deakin also offers a range of double degree options, combine the finance major with other discipline areas. For example, you may choose to combine with arts. You may choose to combine with law degree, or international studies, property, health, or nutrition science, and other options. Even within Bachelor of Commerce degree, you can also choose to combine finance major and other majors. Deakin Accelerate. For those of you currently in year 11, Deakin Accelerate is a wonderful opportunity for you to get a head start at the university by completing 2 first-year university subjects while you are completing year 12. You can choose from over 20 different subjects, which are free. Some other great benefits, including boost to your ATA score. You will achieve between 3 to 5 increment points to be added to your ATA aggregate. It also helps your transition into university life. For more information on this program, please visit Deakin Accelerate webpage and watch the Deakin Accelerate presentation for more detailed information and to hear about our past students like Jess on this screen. If you are currently do not meet the entry requirements for this course, there is a range of pathway options that you can choose from, such as completing a TAFE course, transferring from a related teaching degree, or study the same course at a different campus. To find which pathway is most suited to you, I suggest visiting our Pathway Finder tool, where you can personalize the options based on your specific situation. Deakin is one of the few Australian universities offering training curriculum in a high-tech teaching space. The Deakin Trading Room is one of Deakin's state-of-the-art teaching facility. The Trading Room is a digital simulation that operates just as real security exchange does. Students will learn how to trade securities and foreign exchange rates in the real financial market scenarios. The Trading Room facility also creates a challenging environment where students not only focus on theoretical knowledge and technical skills under pressure, but also focus on people management. Because in many sessions, students are working on a specific investment project with 2 or 3 team members, each student acting different roles, such as a trader, analyst, or as a manager. This state-of-the-art offering increases our students' employability by delivering to our finance graduates with the skills needed for the future careers in finance and the investment industry. We also have the Work Integrated Learning WIL program. This program helps students to undertake an internship and build work experience. The program is designed to provide opportunities for students to gain work experience and in the meantime, to earn credit in the degree. Work experience can make all the difference when you graduate and apply for jobs. Deakin offers many flexible program units suitable for students with different backgrounds, different subjects at different levels, including, for example, a program with consultancy experience. It is normally a 2 to 6 week program, or other program for entrepreneurship experiences. It helps you to explore and develop ideas for a business venture. Also, there's an internship program. It helps to develop a professional experience in a workplace, provides opportunity to network with future organizations and sample different career paths. On this page, I have listed some students' recent experiences here. For example, students worked in after-hour cancer support system or internships in some public institutions and private companies. Also, for example, Deakin Freelancing Hub. Deakin Freelancing Hub provides students consultancy experience in not-for-profit community organizations. WIL program also offers overseas experiences, such as working at international relations in Australia Embassy in Serbia, Malaysia group internship, or other international experiences. Deakin Finance is very keen on students' employability. Our finance units incorporate students' employability skills with identified learning outcomes. Besides, the Department of Finance has extensive connections with the finance industry. We regularly have advisory board meetings. The board members are from Big Four banks and other financial institutions or investment companies. Therefore, we regularly receive feedbacks, such as what are the recent changes on job markets? what are new challenges or innovations in financial industry. In this way, we are able to incorporate them into our curriculum. It greatly enhances our students' employability. Okay, what are the graduate outcomes? A finance major provides students many opportunities in which to pursue a successful career in finance. Students can choose to work in commercial or investment banks as a credit analyst or a business analyst by providing analytical and research support to banking activities. You may also choose to work as a merger and acquisition specialist or work as a trader. You can choose to work in corporations as a finance manager. Being a finance manager, you analyze budget and evaluate the financial impacts on the company's operation. You can choose to work in superannuation and hedge funds as an investment and portfolio analyst, or as a fund manager. As a fund manager, you are in charge of investors' capital and managing ongoing investment decisions. Many of our finance major students also choose to work in audit firms or accounting firms. Here are some examples of where are our graduates now. As you can see, most of our finance graduates are working in financial investment companies or banks. Some are working as a finance manager in public or private institutions, such as in university or football clubs, or other financial related roles, or working as an analyst in companies or corporations. For international experiences, Deakin offers a range of international study options within this course, such as trimester abroad. This program allows students to study overseas at one of Deakin's over 200 partner universities around the world for either 1 or 2 trimesters. We have the faculty-led study program. It is an intensive 2 to 3 week program guided by Deakin academic working on a specific project or a subject. We have short-term partner program. There are 2 to 6 week programs which run during Deakin's trimester breaks. There are also global experimental learning, global citizenship program, and some other international programs such as New Colombo Plan. On this slide, I have included an example of a student's journey from the first year all the way to completion and then employment. This particular student chose to complete an internship in Malaysia and then another study program in Tokyo. Then in a graduate program with different roles in KPMG, she graduated in 2017 and is now a successful finance and operations analyst. If you choose to study online, you will study with a premium interactive platform with Australia's top-rated tech support. And you will benefit from our 40 years of experience in distance and online learning. Deakin provides a range of scholarships and financial supports that work for you. I'd like to encourage you to go through Deakin's fees and scholarship webpage, where we have compiled all you need to know about what financial assistance you could be eligible for through scholarships and government loan schemes. Student services. Deakin provides many student services, including medical center in the campus, disability supports, students' clubs and societies. We have peer-assisted study sessions, PASS, PASS program. PASS program offers weekly sessions led by a PASS leader, a student who recently completed the unit. So she or he knows what you are going through and is able to help you succeed. We also have student mentor programs to support new students with the social and the academic transition to Deakin during their first year. Deakin Talent. Deakin Talent is a universal access for all Deakin students and graduates. There are guided programs including career success resources, face-to-face workshops, career coaching, and other professional development programs. How to apply? If you would like to apply for this course and are currently in year 12, applications can be made through VTech. If you are not currently in year 12, our trimester 3 intake starting in November and are now open, and the applications can be made directly via Deakin Direct application web page. Please be aware of the application closing dates listed on the screen. If you are joining us today as an international student and would like to learn more about applying to Deakin, fees, scholarships, and studying at Deakin, you may wish to attend one of the information sessions run by our international study experts. You can find these sessions on the web page of schedule. Our international study experts are also available all day on web chat, which you can find by clicking on the icon on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Thanks to all of you for joining us today. It is great to see many of you interested in finance information session. If you'd like to learn more, please explore our resources on this page or across the virtual Open Day website. We also encourage you to stick around for the live Q&A session, which is about to kick off on the same web page. You can send through your questions for this session by entering them into the panel on the right-hand side of your screen. If you need to head into another session, you can speak to our experts on web chat at any time throughout the day. You can do this by clicking on the web chat icon on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Our campus Open Day are finally back this August. Don't miss your chance to get further course and career information in person and tour our campuses. We hope that you find this session valuable and that you enjoy your virtual Open Day experience. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Hello, and welcome to Finance Live Q&A session. I'm Lui Liu. I will be your MC for this session. Today, I'm joined by my colleagues, Dr. Hua Nguyen. Hua is the Director of Teaching in Department of Finance, and Chris is from our Work Integrated Learning team. We are excited to have you with us as we chat about studying finance at Deakin University. If you would like to ask a question, please type your question into the Q&A section in the question panel on this page. We will do our best to respond to all of your questions. If there are any questions not answered at the end of the session, our team of experts will be available on web chat all day to assist with any questions, including any specific international student-related admissions. Please click on the web chat icon in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen after the session to be connected to our web chat team. Okay, to kick us off, we have our first question from Penny. Penny is asking about what career opportunities you can access after completing the finance major. Good. As a finance major graduate, you will be knowledge of most of the financial management and the specialized areas in finance, business finance, capital market, corporate finance. So you already develop a good understanding of finance industry, domestic or international financial market. Therefore, you will be looking at careers in banking, commercial banks, or investment banks, fund management. For example, in superannuation fund or hedge fund, or some private equity. So, I mean, based on our previous students' experience, I mean, your first job could be see you as a financial analyst, consultant, a banker, or financial officer in some companies, or a broker. Then you will be progressing to finance manager, senior finance planner, or a security trader. In the long term, you could be a successful financial controller, partner, or treasurer, or chief financial officer. Of course, you will also choose to work in public sectors or government. So overall speaking, a career in finance is multifaceted.
Thank you, Ru Ping. Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us, taking some time to find out about what we do here at Deakin Finance. So I just want to add to what Ru Ping just said, and thank you, Penny, a wonderful question. So obviously, Ru Ping mentioned that being a chief financial officer or a CFO, as is commonly known, is perhaps the pinnacle, for a lot of finance people. But let's just start with something which is at a little bit lower level of what our finance graduates can get into. So I just want to give you some concrete examples of the type of work that our students, my student this trimester, so I just finished teaching this trimester. I teach a third year finance unit called corporate finance, and I can tell you that many of my students already got jobs. So two of them actually work in the Big Four audit company. So one of them got a position with Deloitte in the audit team, and the other person got a job at PwC in their consulting team. Another student of mine is currently working for the state government of Victoria, and he is working as a finance analyst. So the project that he's working on is to introduce, I think, 60 or 70 new trains, the metro trains. So absolutely exciting. Just a few examples of the type of jobs that our graduates get right after graduation.
Thank you, Hoa. Yeah, we are very excited and happy to see our students.
Oh, absolutely.
Interesting job.
I think,
yes.
as I always tell my students, their success is a measure of our success, because, as an educator, what you want at the end of the day is for the students to get, the jobs of their dream, and to see them being successful in their career is absolutely a measure of our success.
Thank you, Hoa. So we have our second question from Justin. So Justin is asking, what is the difference between the finance and the financial planning majors?
Yeah, Justin, thank you so much for your interest at Deakin. I'm happy to take this question. Very good question indeed. And there has been a lot of confusion between exactly the differences between finance and financial planning. So finance is a broader discipline. It covers, so if I have to give you the definition of finance, and it's all about the art and science of managing money and creating wealth. So it is about money at the end of the day. Financial planning is a little bit smaller. It is a more niche market, and it focuses on personal finance. So because of that, the skill set that are required for you to be successful in these two disciplines are quite different as well. So in finance, we require a lot of analytical skills and a lot of problem solving skills. In financial planning, perhaps you need to have communication and interpersonal skills, because you'll be working with clients. You'll be trying to help them to plan their personal finance. So finance a bit broader, financial planning is more niche, and therefore there are different skill set required in those two disciplines.
Thank you for so detailed the answer. So just to add one more sentence. So instead of the big difference regarding finance and the financial planning majors, they do also have a little bit of similarities in finance. and financial planning. So we have a lot of students that select the units both for the finance major and the financial planning, such as fundamental finance and financial market, or business finance. So all those units are quite popular for our students, whether you pursue a finance major or finance planning major.
And
Good.
should we mention also, Ruping, that there's also an option to do those two things at the same time?
Yeah,
so
yeah, correct.
Within the Bachelor of Commerce, we have majors. So what we mean by majors is a subset of 8 units that give you insights, details into a particular discipline. So we have the finance major, but we also have a financial planning major. So if you really want to do these two together, you can have a Bachelor of Commerce majoring in finance/financial planning. So that is certainly an option for you. Or if you want to do one major and one minor, that's a possibility as well. A minor is 4 units, and a lot of our students perhaps just consider doing a major plus a minor because they want to leave some opportunities to do things like internship, work integrated learning, which is something very useful. That's what we suggest our students do, because that's certainly a stepping stone into their future jobs. And I think that leads us to the next question, Ruping.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, we do have another question from Penny. So what are the study abroad opportunities within this degree? Exciting questions. Maybe Chris is the expert for
Sure,
this.
No problem. Thank you for the question. Glad to be here. Just wanted to quickly, just bring up about that. So it's been a really tough time over the past few years about not being able to get study abroad opportunities out, but now we're starting to see the light with that. So hopefully over the next few years, we'll have some really good plans come, exciting sort of opportunities come up. So normally our study tours are sort of around the 2 to 3 weeks, and it covers one unit with us. It's just a great opportunity for students to sort of meet people from all around the world, just sort of get something for your CV as well, and just your own development really. So you can sort of go for a quick trip overseas and learn new things, the culture there, and just sort of, as I said, just make new friends, and it's just great for your CV at the end of the day. And I think I had something else you want to say about
Yes. I just want to share with you all my experience leading a study tour. And this is obviously before COVID. So this is end of 2019, just before COVID. So I had the privilege of taking about a group of 20 students to Vietnam. And what we did is we get them in group of 3, and then each of the group was placed with an organization. So the organization will give them a problem to work on. And the wonderful thing about this study tour is that it's not restricted to your study area. So it's just not specific to finance or marketing or management. And it's up to the organization what sort of problem that they are giving to our students. So you'll be given a problem to work on. So it could be a marketing problems. And a lot of the problems that students were given are actually marketing related, and in particular social marketing as well. And then these students will have to come up with a proposal with some solutions to address the problem. They write a report, they made a presentation to the client, and I think, as Chris said, this is an absolutely wonderful opportunity for you not just to learn, but to build really important skills like how to work in a team, how to communicate, and of course you get exposed to cultural differences. You get to understand about how people work in a foreign country as well. So that's just an example of the type of of study tour that we do. And apart from Vietnam, we've got tours going to other parts of the world. My understanding is that we've got tours going to the US, Korea, Japan, Indonesia, India, just to name a few.
Yeah, and I think the UK is going to be a big one too. So we're going to have many opportunities overseas over the years coming, and it's just very highly recommended that you consider it during your degree with us.
Yeah. So just the last thing before we move on, like study tours, internships. I think if you want an advice, because apparently before you get into university, perhaps you would have some, if you're not concrete, then some vague ideas about what you end up wanting to do. And I think the best advice that we can give anyone is, apart from the knowledge, it's really important that you get industry experience. And I think internships and study tours is the best way for you to obtain this professional experience. Well, again, I think I might be sidetracking here, but we've got a Deakin alumni who he's now an investment banker. He just came back to do a presentation in my unit, and he had a lot of experience. He's now working for Morgan Stanley, which, as I'm sure all of you know, is incredibly difficult to get into. So he got internship with Standard & Chartered, at S&P, and he also got some working experience with BDO that helped him getting into Deloitte, and that's how he ended up getting the job at Morgan Stanley. So small steps to start with, but definitely internships and work integrated learning opportunities is something that we recommend you start with.
Yep. Well, whilst we're on the topic of internships, so we do have 3 sources of internships that we have at Business Law at Deakin. So a lot of great different opportunities. As Hua sort of brought up, there's been students that have come in and done an internship with us, and then they've finished up their degrees and gone off to jobs with companies. So it really does. It is really a big opportunity and can be an advancement for you for the future if you do take an opportunity with us. We've got 3 different options that we normally have. So we've got the entry-level consultation experience, where you would act as a consultant to a business such as KPMG and Deloitte. Then we do have the international consultant experience. So that's a business problem with an overseas company. So that's as we were sort of talking about before about the travel opportunity. And then thirdly, we do have that more advanced kind of external company where you will sit within a company once or twice a week, and that's more like a business problem that you sort of work within that team, and it's more of an advanced role. So there's heaps of different internships that you can also take up during your time at Deakin, even as a domestic, not just going overseas.
Yeah, maybe I can add a couple of sentences for the abroad opportunities. So overall, I mean, Deakin University has more than 200 partner universities around the world. So you may choose also to study 1 or 2 trimesters if you wish to, for long-term ones, a part of the faculty-led study program, as Hua just mentioned her experiences. And also, in addition to those academic-related programs, travel opportunities, there's also some global experimental learning opportunities and the global citizenship programs. Sometimes, for example, a new Chromebook program is we also have a number of students each year that were attending. Good. I think we answered quite a lot for these questions. Because I think the international opportunity really is a very exciting topic indeed.
Yeah.
Good. We have the next question from Jess. So, do I do finance major within the Bachelor of Business or Bachelor of Commerce? Oh, that's a quick one. So I can say that I can answer. So yes, we do finance major is embedded in Bachelor of Commerce only. Yeah, thank you, Jess. Okay, we have the next question. How do we do group assignment work when study online? This question from John. So, okay. How do we do group assignment online? So, Hua, would you like to answer the question?
Absolutely. Thank you, John, for the question. So at Deakin, sometimes we would have group assignments for our students. And the reason that we have group assignment is we want to build your skill in teamwork. So we want you to be able to develop skills to work effectively in a team. So with our strength in online learning, the way that students have been attacking group work is that they learn and they work together in an online environment as well. So the typical practice is for students to well, I mean, this varies slightly from unit to unit, and by unit I mean subject. So we call a subject unit at Deakin. So it varies, but sometimes the unit chair might allocate in a team, or you might just choose a team of your own. And what I've noticed over the years is that that students adapt and work together on an online environment a lot more compared to before. So they would organize meeting using the technology, perhaps the same thing that we're doing right now, you know, reaching out to you using Zoom. So that's how they collaborate using technology in an online environment. And it gives students a lot of flexibility because some of our students are already working. So being able to meet and work together in an online environment gives them that flexibility that they need.
Yeah, good. So yeah, as Hoa said, it really depends different units. Most of the units, or they ask about 3 students to form a group. Some units they will form a group for students. They will randomly assign a group member in your group. But some units might require students to form a group by themselves. Okay, I hope we answer this question. So the next one we have. Okay, we have another question from Chris. A question from Chris. So what is the best pathway to enroll to Bachelor of Commerce if I did not meet the ETA requirement? So if you are currently do not meet the entry requirement for this course, although I probably cannot say which is the best way, but there are many pathway opportunities and the options that you may consider, such as you may complete a related TAFE course first, then transfer to a related teaching degree, for example, Bachelor of Commerce, or you may choose to study the same course at a different campus. So there are a few options. Having said that, to find which pathway is most suited to you, I suggest probably you visit our Deakin Pathway Finder tool, which you can personalize the best option based on your specific situation. So I hope I answer your question. Okay, we have another question. We have another question. Okay, yes. So what are the internship units and how long do they take? So probably Chris is the expert to answer this question, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. So just covering back on before, so we've got the 3 different option internship units. They normally cover, it can cover from anywhere between 2 weeks to a whole trimester long. So a lot of our internships ask for 160 hours or thereabouts with an actual company. So, and there's also opportunities that you can actually get your self-source applications for. So if you work for a company and you want to do an internship with them, then you can sort of look at the opportunities that you have with that company to apply for one. Otherwise, if you don't have any sort of ideas of what internship to do, then we do have a lot of faculty-led internships, which are very highly recommended. So yeah, they do vary in time frame that we have in each trimester.
Okay, this is a question from Lachlan. So continue, Chris. I think it's a continued question. So he was asking, do I have to find out the internship by myself, or Deakin can help? Yeah.
Yeah. So just back to my other answer. There's different opportunities. So you can also pick your own one, or actually you can just go through the faculty on what different faculty-led internships we have. So yeah, there's heaps of different opportunities. So if you do feel that you haven't got experience in a particular area, then we'll find a way to get you an internship that will suit your needs.
Good, thank you. And there's another question from Luca. Luca is asking, is a Bachelor of Commerce degree finance major can help for the CFA exams? Yes, yeah, I can take this question. Yes, I mean, recently Deakin Finance has been accredited in the CFA University Affiliation Program. So you know the CFA University Affiliation Program is one of the most decent professional credentials. So which means our finance course cover more than 70% of the CFA curriculum. This will benefit finance major students who wish to become a CFA chart holder. And a CFA designation of a chart holder is the most respected and recognized investment credential in financial industry. And it is considered as the golden key for finance and investment related careers. So if you wish to take the CFA exams, we also offer a number of scholarships for students if you wish to attend the CFA exam. And also as a member in the program, and we also have a lot of opportunities to participate in a range of events domestically and globally, including the stock pitch competitions and the CFA annual research challenge. So by participating in those events and the competitions, You will be provided hands-on mentoring and intensive training in financial analysis. So students will gain real-world experiences. So with the CFA affiliation programs, not only for the advantage to take off the CFA exams, you have the opportunity to attend a few of the very exciting events that we are currently doing this semester, in this trimester as well.
Yes. Yeah, I reckon I just want to reiterate that because our curriculum covers at least 70% of the CFA required body of knowledge. By completing a BCom majoring in finance at Deakin, you'll be very well positioned to take at least the level 1 CFA exam.
Good, thank you. We have the next question from Jessica. Do we have a double degree that's combined with a finance major? Yeah.
Yeah, I take this one. Is it from Jessica, you said?
Yes.
Thank you, Jessica. So let me walk you through the structure of the Bachelor of Commerce. So the structure of the Bachelor of Commerce is that you have to do 24 credit points, which is equivalent to 24 subjects or units, as we call it. The first 8 unit is common to all majors. So no matter what you want to do, whether it's finance, accounting, marketing, etc., you will have to do these 8 core common units. Once you do that, commonly during your first year of study with us, you will decide on your major. One major, as I said a little bit earlier at the beginning of this Q&A session, is a group of 8 units. So that means that you can do the finance major within the Bachelor of Commerce. So a lot of students can choose to do a double major, meaning that they would do 2 blocks of the 8 units. So you've got the 8 core first year and then 2 blocks of the 8 units, which means that you will get a double major. That the advantage obviously is that you get expertise knowledge in 2 disciplines. The most common one I would say is perhaps accounting and finance, because there's these 2 disciplines are complementary to each other. But I've seen students doing other combinations, so they can do finance management, finance marketing. The disadvantage, however, is that everything will become core, and therefore you don't have any electives left. And therefore, if you want to do things like internship, work integrated learning, like we discussed a bit earlier, you can't if you were to do a double major. So that's your first question about the double major. I think the second part to your question is about the double degree, which is another thing altogether. So you wanting to do two degrees. So it is quite possible. The most common double degree that we see among our students is Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Law. So this will take a little bit longer because with the Bachelor of Commerce, you only do 24 credit points or 24 units. With the double degree Law/Commerce, it will have to do 40 units. So it will take you about 2 years longer. So you have to do this in 5 years as opposed to 3. The other double degree that you can do is Commerce/Property and Real Estate. This one will take 4 years. And then I've seen students who do Commerce/Arts as well. So this will take 4 years as well. So I think there's a lot of different opportunities and combinations there, but the short answer to your question is yes, you can do a double major within the BCom, and yes, you can also do a double degree.
Yes, probably I can add a little bit more regarding how long it will take. Since Deakin University adopted the trimester systems, so we do have more and more units will be offered in trimester 3. I think this will help those students who wish to complete the degree a lot faster.
Yeah, so you can complete the degree faster, or you can even out your load as well. So the full load is 4 subjects per trimester. So if you want to do trimester 3 as well, you have an option to do 3-3-2, for example, which means that within each of the trimester, your study load would slightly be less. And I suppose that is probably a welcome change for a lot of students who are working, because a lot of our students, particularly final year students, they are working. So an opportunity for them to do that helps with the flexibility.
Right. We have the next question from Ivy. So could you talk about the VIA program, work integrated. I think it's mean work integrated learning program. So I think Chris is expert for this.
So what was that one again? Sorry.
Can you talk about just to give example the work integrated program?
Oh, very general question.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that program, that's all about. So that would cover a Deakin unit. You'd go and work within a company maybe once a week for maybe a whole trimester. Then you do some assessments with them. You'd obviously learn the way that their business runs. And then at the end of the day, all done successfully, all your assignments all completed, then you get 1 credit point for that unit. So yeah, it's a really good opportunity to take during your degree, and just really enhance your resume and just your own development as to what it's like to work for a big company, and yeah.
We do have a number of units in VIA program, if I recall correctly, right, Chris?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, so we do have 4 or 5 different units in the current motive structure at the moment. So they all sort of vary from your own self-sourced opportunities to faculty-led, and then we've got the international components, and then there's also just a few other ones that are sort of a short-term type of internships. So if students do want to have a look on our website, that updates very regularly with all the different opportunities that we have, and yeah, it's really a really great experience if anyone wants to get involved in that.
Yeah, good, thank you. So we have the next question from Mike. So what campus is the finance major offered at? Okay, what could you help?
Yes, absolutely. The finance major or the Bachelor of Commerce with a finance major is offered in all campuses of Deakin. So our biggest campus is apparently the Burwood campus, but we also offer this at Geelong and also Warrnambool. And we also, of course, as a university that prides ourselves on online education, of course, we offer this on the cloud, which is in the online mode as well. So it's offered in all our campuses. It's also offered on the cloud campus, if you want to call it a campus, which gives you a lot of flexibility in how you want to structure your study.
Good, yeah. Thank you. There's another question from Monica asking, does Deakin provide support for the first-year university student? Yes, I can answer this question. Yes, we certainly we provide a range of student services for the first-year student. For example, we have the student helping student, the student mentor programs, particular support those new students with their social and academic transition to Deakin during the first trimester. We also have the so-called peer assisted study session, they call PSS PASS program. So PASS program offer weekly sessions led by a PASS leader, and there is a student who recently completed the unit with a very good result. So she or he knows what you are going to go through for this unit, and this help will be help you for your succeed. And I think, okay, so we are coming to the end of live Q&A session. So probably we have time for only one very short question. Okay.
So while you're looking at the question, Ruiping, I just want to add something. Well, I mean, obviously, I was doing some preparation for our live Q&A question session, and I was sort of thinking that one of the things that our prospective students might be interested in is not just the type of job that they can get, but how much that they can potentially earn. So that's why I sort of do a bit of a Google. I just want to figure out, you know, on average, how much a finance graduate can expect to earn in Melbourne. And this is the figure that I've got. I don't know whether this is accurate, but it comes from a website called talent.com. And according to that website, a finance graduate is expected to earn $450,000 a
That's
year.
amazing.
Is it amazing? Is it a lot? Is it more than what you expected? Now, obviously, this is only a starting salary, and really depending on what career path you choose, the sky's the limit, right? Because I think I mentioned a bit earlier about one of our alumni who's now working for Morgan Stanley. He's working on mega deals like Woodside, BHP Petroleum, which is probably one of the biggest deals happening in corporate Australia right now. And I think, of course, I don't know how much he earned, but it's going to be something quite impressive.
Thank you, Hoa. Sorry, we have to conclude the session now, unfortunately. That's all we have time for today. And thank you to all of you joining us. It's really great to see so many of you interested in finance session and to receive so many questions. So if we have not yet responded to your question again, please join our all-day web chat at the bottom right of your screen, where expert staff are ready to answer your questions. If you'd like to learn more, you will also find many useful resources on our Deakin Open Day website that I'd like to encourage you to explore. Thank you. Thank you again for your time, and we hope to see you at Deakin soon.